and welcome back to Fuzzy Dutchy Gaming and more on the laid back Exile series. This episode, and most likely all of them going forward, are now going to cover 3 days or 4.5 hours, as I'm now at the point where in an hour and a half there's unlikely to be enough progress to make a video. Now this session was really just farming XP, currency and gear to get the Lightning Strike character up to the level of the minion character if possible. Now I did go pretty hard at maps, and I was doing T14 to T16 maps for the most part, and also delved down to monster level 83. So the character is now level 92. It's still deathless, but there have been a lot of close calls. There's not really any gear upgrades, other than I did find a slightly better shield that covers some spell suppression, so I was able to drop some nodes from the tree. I'm also 100% spell suppression cap now, and 100% armor immune. The POE for where the character is at the moment is in the video description, and realistically this is going to be the tree for the foreseeable future. The only difference is when we get a decent chest where we can craft energy shield, then we'll take ghost stance. The build feels really smooth, and it has taken on shape of Guardians and T14 plus Conquerors. It's still slightly low on the single target DPS to make it really comfortable. I'm about halfway through a Cirrus rotation, so Cirrus will be ready for the next episode. Although I'm hoping before then we get a claw upgrade, as the lack of flat LE damage on the claw is massively hurting the DPS. Now what I've done is I've checked the POB for this character against a video I made earlier in the league for a budget variant of Lightning Strike, and once my gems are leveled to 2020, then I should be only about 5 to 10% shy of the DPS that build had, and it could do Cirrus A8 safely but not particularly quickly, and it was speed farming T16 maps, Guardians and high level Scourge content. If I can get a decent claw, then it's going to be about on par, and then that's going to be a really great place to start building an endgame character. Now I have to say all this is really possible thanks to starting with a minion build, as I'm not actually sure it would have been any quicker just to make the Lightning Strike character from scratch, as actually getting to T16 maps to do high level stuff is quite difficult without the gear I've got, because you're essentially running on a 5 link because you have to run Ancestral Call. You wouldn't have a Blizzard Crown, and some of the other gear that I've got I would not get at all, like the amulet for example with the less anger reservation. There's no way I'll be able to get that. I'm not saying I couldn't have done it, but I haven't slowed down the progress by making the minion build first. And as mentioned, I'm going to be going back to that build to farm some blighted maps that are building up. So the last few upgrades I want fairly soon are a shaper ring so I can get my curse on hit. Definitely need a better claw, and then a second decent ring would be nice. Then I'm also going to be on the lookout for good jewels. Other than that, the character's pretty much good to go. Now I did have an Elder body armor that I was looking to 6-link because it had attacks have higher crit chance. I then 5-linked it and 6-socketed it, but actually although it would be an upgrade, it's not what I would look to have at endgame. So instead of wasting time crangling it and using and hoping that you get, you know, a decent Scourge, I just decided to corrupt it and hope it didn't brick, and obviously it bricked, so now I don't have a body armor to craft on, so we'll be searching for another one. I really need to have a think about what body armor I want. I think crit would be really nice, but I think also the Warlord with endurance charges would also be really good, but that's much harder to roll. The other option, we do have a high level Crusader chest, and they can roll power charge on crit, and that's really easy to roll as well, because again, it's just crit in Harvest. So I need to think about body armor, but for now, mine's absolutely fine. The notable goods tab is also starting to fill up, which is really nice. So the next episode is going to be a Cirrus attempt, farming for a better claw, and again just grinding to get some XP. I think once Cirrus is down and I've got more of the Atlas unlocked, then each episode is going to focus on specific farming sessions. So the episodes are going to stay 4.5 hours long, but I think what will be good is if I target farm specific mechanics in each block, and then it also can double as, you know, a currency making farming video, or, you know, whatever it needs to be. And then realistically, that's going to be what it is for the next 15 to 20 days, is just farming for upgrades, farming for gear, farming for currency, and just getting the character in a position where in the last 20 to 25 days of the challenge, I can then attempt all the challenging content in the game. That's really it for this episode. It's quite a quick one. As I say, it really was just farming. But as usual, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you all in the next video.